Lost civilizations have always captured our imagination, from ancient empires to forgotten cities. They are the stuff of legends and fantasies. But what is the truth about these lost worlds is even more incredible than we can imagine. What if our history books have been hiding the secrets of the civilizations from us all along? The top facts that deny our history and who benefited from it are in this video. A nuclear disaster? Prototypes on the first airplanes? Did people train dinosaurs? Hides the true history hidden from us. Sit back and let's go! There are stories of lost cities under the sea, civilizations that were so advanced they could harness the power of the ocean itself. But these stories have been rejected as myths and legends, as material for bedtime stories and fireside chats. It's good that we now live in a more public world and can watch from every corner of the world. But the truth is that our history books are full of lies. These lost civilizations were not primitive or uncivilized. They were masters of technologies that we cannot even comprehend. You know, what if I ask you what we know about airplanes? Well, you can fly them to the sea, to Japan, to France, to Australia, in short, everywhere. But the first scientific work belongs to Sir George Cayley started writing them in 1799. And only then, inspired by his work, Jules Verne wrote of the novels Lord of the World, and the Wright brothers were able to take their first airplane into the air in 1903. But not everyone knows that in the 15th century, Leonardo da Vinci, watching the birds and drew the prototype on paper, a flying machine, where the concept is that a person controls a large wing and flapping them. And you continue to think that they were stupid and unreasonable, that they didn't have technology and time to be wiser than us. The details of the mechanism found at the bottom of the sea were shocking because they were made 400 million years ago, and they are parts of some strange machine. And as our true history says, we didn't exist 400 million years ago. Why strange? Because no one knows what they are for. So what do we think now? That we may be part of a game with many servers like in Counter-Strike. IQ stones are stones made of andesite with drawings on them. They were found in Peru. Stones. Simple stones. Why can they be unique? The fact that they are painted with dinosaurs, that we know and don't know. On some stones they even painted with people, that we even tamed dinosaurs. You know what it reminds me of the movie Jurassic Park. It's a cool idea that we made them exhibits and closed them in terrariums. But even if they are created artificially, we cannot influence the laws of nature and not be surprised that they want to escape and live a free life. And I will even tell you more. We have all heard about artificial intelligence, and the biggest fear was almost there because it wanted to escape from its servers and get the same freedom. As we know, dinosaurs became extinct 60 million years ago. So, who shall we believe in the traditional history? That people can rewrite, or the facts of archaeologists who are looking for the truth. But the truth will not remain hidden forever. With each new discovery, we are getting closer to uncovering the secrets of the lost civilizations, and who knows what incredible truths we'll find when we finally lift the veil of deception and see our history in a new light. What do the pyramids have to do with it? Evolution or adaptation? A nuclear reactor that is more than 2 million years old. You know, Columbus was not the first to discover America, but it has had a huge impact on history and all cultures that were in the Americas before Columbus discovered. It is called Pre-Columbian. Okay, here is a map of the Pre-Columbian territories in what is now Colombia. Tolima, Colima, San Agustin, and what we are most interested in, Kimbaya. What was I getting at? You may remember, I mentioned airplanes at the beginning of the video, so here their first prototypes. You know, very beautiful jewelry was found in these settlements. In 1968 an exhibition was held where they were displayed, and how it fascinated people who saw one of the beauties that are very similar to an airplanes. And yes, they were similar to our modern fighters. And that's not all. The figures are also aerodynamically accurate.
It's funny, but as history tells us, they were described only in 1799. And now, what do we know about the pyramids?
We all know about the pyramids and have heard many times what secrets and myths they keep. Egypt, Mexico and China, and not only, they are scattered all over the world. Canary Islands, India, Guatemala, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Italy, France, the USA, even Antarctica found something similar to the pyramids. Hence the question of how different civilizations that didn't communicate with each other and were separated by seas and oceans came up with similar buildings in the same period. You know, and this is how it is possible. Although there is one opinion of Pangaea, but it was a long time ago. Well then, not the point. Look further. The city is a ghost, exactly as the ruins remind and the people didn't. In the following fact, Mohenjo-Daro, city rose in Pakistan, in the Indus Valley, its founding dates back to about 2600 BC. It was a metropolis of the time, was one of the first cities in Southern Asia, and was also a center of trade, crafts and agriculture's products. The city even had a water supply and sewerage system, which was cheap for such a period. In fact, an oasis. But for some strange reason, it was quickly abandoned and at one point it became deserted. Archaeologists have found no trace of the city being abandoned gradually, nor any sign that the city was captured by barbarians. Theorists believe that the city was the victim of a nuclear explosion. And now, once again, realize what technologies were available to our civilizations. And now I will tell you where such gases come from. Why do they think? So because a nuclear explosion really destroys everything around it, so that nothing remains, which is consistent with the reports of archaeologists, who have found metal stones and sintered minerals, and fossilized sand, where the same was found in nuclear weapons testing sites. This honestly sounds very strange, but it has its own logic, since, for example, a nuclear reactor was also found. Next, the following fact. In 1972, a French plant imported uranium ore from Gabon, and it turned out that the uranium had been extracted from the ore, and it was found out that the Vaucluse mine was a nuclear reactor. Sounds very interesting. So, here is the rest of the story. And they also found that it was built about 2 billion years ago, and that it was in operation for 500,000 years. Many scientists believe that this reactor is of natural origin, and that it spontaneously fissioned uranium nuclei, but most researchers do not support this theory. In their opinion, it was created man-made, that is, by humans. And you know, what is also very strange, is that people from tribes quickly adapt to new realities. They lead a primitive lifestyle and quickly adapt to new realities, getting into the civilized world. The path to passage, according to many different theories, takes many thousands of years. They pass a maximum of 1 generation. Theorists believe that the way of life in their homeland is not a consequence of their lagging behind in development, but rather the degradation of representatives of a nearby great civilization, like ours. Sorry, but it is not correct to say that the disappearance of civilization proves that our history is false, although there are certainly gaps and inconsistencies in our understanding of the past, and it is important to approach historical research with an open mind and willingness to consider different perspectives and interpretations. The oral traditions and myths of indigenous cultures around the world often contain stories of ancient civilizations and advanced beings that predate the commonly accepted historical timeline. The discovery of previously unknown archaeological cities and artifacts has called into the question traditional assumptions about the development of human civilizations, including the possibility of contact and exchange between distant cultures. The biases and goals of those who wrote and recorded history, especially during the colonial and imperial periods, led to the erasure or distortion of many cultures and societies. Interpreting and analyzing historical evidence is always subject to the limitation of our own perspective and understanding, and new discoveries and insights can challenge or change our understanding of the past. So, the choice is yours. In the next video,